Hey Shaun, got your package today. Haven't even changed yet. I'm going to get right on it because we're going to go North Carolina on Monday. Well, either Monday or Tuesday. So I got to get started on this thing right away. Oh, you wrapped it good. Oh, okay, this is a LX model. Okay. Chassis still the same as far as any other. This is definitely a older RFX 75 in there. So I'll take her apart. Actually, before I take it apart, I'll go ahead and give her a check. See how she's doing. She's doing the same thing for me as she was for you. Get out of here. She's working just fine on the receive, just like you said. Maybe a little too good. Let's see. Yeah, she's right at factory specs for receive. See how she does on transmit. Check. Oh man, actually looked pretty good. I just pegged my meter. Audio check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she's pegging my 50 amp. Or my 50 watt rather. Put a 100 watt slug in. Audio check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, 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 check. Shaun, I don't know what to tell you. She's pushing right up to... Come on, focus, little bastard. I got a 100 watt slug. I know she's not focusing very well. There you go, 100 watts. So that's the bottom scale. Audio check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, 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 check. Wow. Well, all I could think to do now. Check, check. I am noticing there's no modulation. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, check, check, check. Oh, that's because I'm on channel 2. Audio. Get my cat back. Audio, check. Audio. Might be a little low on the modulation, but everything's passing. I don't, buddy. I think either your coax is jacked up, or your microphone, or it could be a fuse. I mean, it really all depends on how you have this set up in your truck. I want to give you a call. In fact. Oh. Well, I'm going to open her up anyway. Maybe something got rattled around in shipping that is causing it to complete a circuit. Maybe there's something loose in there that we need to look into. But yeah, man. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. Okay, Shaun, I figured it out. It has nothing to do with your RFX 75. I did change a ground because they had a ground going to the chassis. The chassis grounds aren't really a good ground if you're wanting to use something this integrated into your circuit board. You want to use a circuit board ground. So I fixed that, and then I was playing around with it, and the transmit went out like you said it would. And I figured out why. There's your dynamite knob. No one touches those. They really don't. They leave them at max because normally your stock mic or even your noise canceling mics, they want them all the way up. They never mess with them. And because they never mess with them, they start to corrode and all that stuff. So listen. You hear that? Audio. Which is probably why it was working as soon as I pulled it out of the box, because the way you had wrapped it, it probably just nudged it a little bit and caused everything to clear up for just a second. I have contact cleaner I'm going to use on it and try to get that, you can hear it. I'll turn all the way up. You hear that interference? I'm going to go ahead and clean that up for you. If I still get that interference, I'll look for a replacement variable pot or a variable knob to replace it with. Alright? Okay, man. That was easy. Hey, Shaun, I wanted to show you this other thing real quick. You can see this resistor right here at the tip of my fingernail there. That is burnt, and that's what it should look like. I have one just like it. It's a 1K half-watt resistor, and that was what I was, when I first opened it, that's what I saw, because I could smell burnt resistor. Pretty loud smell. And I thought maybe they installed your unit wrong, because there's actually two different ways to do it, and what they did it the old way, and they actually should have done it the newer way, but either way it still worked. But that resistor is these two legs right here, and this wire was all the way down like that. When I picked it up, I felt a tear. You see that little pin prick in the heat shrink? Well, it was grounded out to that pin, that leg on that resistor. That's why it's burnt. So apparently it really didn't do a whole lot. It was enough to damage that resistor, but it didn't really affect the radio. Looking at everything, that was part of your coil that they removed here. Then you see they soldered out. So but it did go to this junction here. You can see the loop, the darker green in the trace. It goes all the way around and encircles all this, and it was just that ground. So you might even be able to pull some more watts once I'm going to unsolder this, replace this heat shrink, and install this wire differently so that it can't ground out through a pinhole like that. So but other than that, it was your dynamite. It was your dynamite knob that was causing the initial issue, as far as I can tell, because it was scratchy, as you heard. And I cleaned that up, and it sounds perfect now. So I'm going to swap out the resistor and fix that jumper wire there with a better one, and we'll be back. Alright, buddy. There's your new jumper wire, and you see I went in between those legs that I was talking about, and she's actually pretty firm. It's a thicker. I used a thicker gauge wire so that it wasn't near as flimsy. That light blue resistor there, right there, is the new one, and here's the old one. You can actually see how it's been chipped a little. Actually, it started to chip apart in my hand. So there's another few more chips that I just knocked out. Alright, man, this is done. Let's see, I've been home. Okay, it took me 2 hours. It wasn't bad, and it's always the simplest shit. That guy right there, Shaun, that was your problem. I cleaned it up, and I cannot get it to duplicate the issue. The only thing I was not able to fix that I did find, this knob right here, your RF gain, is really loose. It actually cuts out everything. Let's see, that's about the 1, 2 o'clock position. I don't have a replacement for this, man. I'm sorry. I looked through everything, but she still does good. I'm gonna turn the talk back down because I wanna blow anybody's ears off. I want to turn the PEP back on. And this is true wattage with a bird meter. You're looking at the bottom scale, 0 to 100. Oops. I guess it helped if I selected the right meter to work, huh? Audio check. Audio. It almost pegs out my 100 watt. So you're getting damn near 100 watts PEP. Now, for what I was worried about in the beginning is that they set your carrier too high when they installed it. But your carrier is less than 10. It's actually, see, 2, 4, 6, 7 watts. 7 watt dead key. It's just fine. They just recommend you don't go over 15. So, and I tried all sides of the 11 meter spectrum. I started channel 1 all the way up to channel 40, and they all do even wattage output. Your receive is just fine, even with the knobs the way it is. It's starting to go out. If I wasn't going out of town for 2 weeks, I would try to order one for you, but I'm sorry. I mean, it works. It's not going to go out. You just, if all of a sudden you can't hear anything anymore, just check this, make sure it's okay. Talkback was fine. Receive, like I said, the receive sensitivity is right within the manufacturer's specifications, and yeah, everything works just fine. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to put this on my page and let you know that it's out there, and I'll be sending it back to you tomorrow. Alright?